Israel's Prime Minister has proclaimed what he termed an historic victory in the country's conflict with Iran, as a shaky US-brokered ceasefire appeared to be holding. In a national address tonight, he said any attempt by Iran to build a nuclear weapon has been thwarted. Earlier, both countries received a severe scolding from US President Donald Trump, who used an expletive as he accused Israel and Iran of violating the truce. Tonight, Iranian media is reporting that attack drones were shot down in the north of the country.
Sirens pierced the silence of the dawn sky above Israel's port city of Haifa, the traces of smoke threatening fragile hopes for peace. Just hours after US President Donald Trump announced a ceasefire had come into effect, ending a 12-day war between Israel and Iran. "Please do not violate it," he wrote. Just last night, Iran was firing missiles at a US military base in Qatar, but with no casualties. It appeared that this retaliation may have been calibrated to allow de-escalation. Then, at a pace few could have expected, word came from Washington of a ceasefire deal, which was then confirmed by both Iran and Israel.
Following the directive of the political echelon, the ceasefire went into effect this morning.
But within a couple of hours came an Israeli claim that Iran had fired a missile or missiles in violation of the ceasefire. As Israel promised to retaliate, Iranian state TV carried a statement from the Islamic Republic's most senior military body, denying that it fired any missiles after the ceasefire started, and Tehran countered that Israel had continued to strike it after the deadline passed. With the ceasefire he heralded just a few short hours before hanging in the balance, President Trump was clearly angry as he left for the NATO summit in The Hague, and he didn't hold back.
I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Israel later confirmed that it had hit a radar site near Tehran in a retaliatory attack, but said it had decided to refrain from further strikes following a call between the US President and its Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Both countries have since said they would respect the ceasefire if the other side did. Tonight, Israel's Prime Minister claimed victory, but added if Iran looked to rebuild its nuclear project, Israel would act, a lingering threat. After landing in the Netherlands, President Trump looked more relaxed, his delicate and unorthodox peace deal holding for now. Laura Fletcher, RTE News.
Let's speak to our Washington correspondent Sean Whelan now. And Sean, all eyes on Mr. Trump arriving at the NATO summit and, of course, this crucial ceasefire. But firstly, perhaps you can take us through reports coming out of Washington tonight about the effectiveness or lack thereof of America's bombing at the weekend.
Well, yeah, Ray, this is an initial assessment that has been leaked to CNN. A couple of sources involved with the Defense Intelligence Agency. This is an intelligence arm of the Pentagon. It's one of the 14 or so intelligence agencies and services that make up the US intelligence community. But their initial assessment, based on the battle damage information that they've got so far, is that the attack on the Iranian nuclear facilities by the US at the weekend didn't obliterate those facilities, as the president had stated, that they had set back the production of enriched uranium by about 3 months. That's their initial assessment. They've blocked the entrances to the Fordo plant underground, but they have no way of knowing at this stage what damage, if any, has been done to the chambers deep underground. So that has been pushed back on furiously by the White House, the president's spokesperson saying that this was some low-level loser who leaked it to CNN to embarrass the president when he's out of the country. Nevertheless, there has been a lot of caution in the way things have been described by Pentagon officials, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, also by the Israelis, who are saying there's been a big setback to the Iranian nuclear program, but they haven't used words like obliteration or destruction, and have reserved the right to carry out further raids if in future Iran decides to go down the nuclear route. And that is the question now. We have a ceasefire in place, tenuous and all as it may be, but it does appear to be holding. There is a window of opportunity for diplomacy, and it's now up to the Iranians to decide, do they want to effectively start over again and go back, continue down that road towards nuclear weapons, knowing that they're likely to be bombed again in the future, or do they try something different? So that's why the diplomacy around this issue is going to become crucial from now on. Ray?
Sean in Washington, thank you.